Have you ever felt like your life isn't quite your own? Like there's some invisible force pulling your strings, making you feel guilty, manipulated, or just plain drained? What if I told you that sometimes the people closest to us, friends, family, even co-workers, might be using subtle tricks to control your thoughts, your feelings, and even your actions? Today on the Growth Mindset Project, we're pulling back the curtain on toxic manipulation. If you want to know how to avoid toxic people and break free from their games, this is the video you need to see. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Your journey to a healthier, more empowered life starts here. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's coming up next. Let's get right into the sneaky tricks manipulators use and, most importantly, how to avoid toxic people and cut those emotional strings for good. Let's start with guilt tripping. We've all been there. Oh, you didn't call me back?
I guess I just don't matter to you. Sounds familiar, right? These toxic people are experts at making you feel like the villain for having your own boundaries. They'll make it seem as if you're cruel, selfish, or uncaring, just for taking care of yourself. Here's the thing. Guilt tripping isn't love. It isn't caring. It's an underhanded way to make you do what they want. If you recognize someone constantly making you feel guilty for things you shouldn't, it's a huge red flag. This is exactly why you need to learn how to avoid toxic people, because their guilt attachments are like emotional handcuffs. Next up is the silent treatment. Let's say you have a disagreement. Instead of talking it through, this person punishes you with cold, icy silence. Days go by and you're left walking on eggshells, desperate to make peace and restore normalcy. But that's exactly the point. This isn't about solving a problem, it's about controlling you through emotional starvation. If someone uses the silent treatment often, recognize it for what it is: emotional blackmail. Here's one people don't always see coming: over-apologizing. You might think someone who always says sorry is just humble, but sometimes, "I'm sorry I even exist," is a way of controlling you. It tugs your empathy, making you the caregiver of their endless insecurity. Suddenly, you're spending all your time reassuring them, instead of focusing on your own mental health and growth. If every interaction feels like you're hostage negotiating their self-worth, watch out. This is another sneaky sign. And knowing how to avoid toxic people means spotting those who demand constant reassurance. Then we have the dreaded backhanded compliment. "You look great today," for once. It seems like a compliment, but it stings, right? These compliments are tools to destabilize your self-esteem, so you keep seeking approval. If someone's praise always leaves you second-guessing, that's manipulation. True friends build you up, not keep you chasing their validation. Let's talk about gaslighting, the king of toxic tricks. You bring up a concern. They deny it, twist it, or claim you're too sensitive. "That never happened," or "you're crazy." Before you know it, you're doubting your perception of reality. If everything always seems to be your fault, and you're perpetually apologizing for things you're not even sure happened, you are being gaslighted. You need to know how to avoid toxic people who use your mind as their playground. Don't forget constant interruption. The person who can't let you finish a sentence? That's not just rudeness. It's a control tactic. They force you to shrink, to question your worth, and to accept that your voice doesn't matter as much as theirs. If you find yourself quieter around certain people, ask yourself why. Likely, they've trained you to believe your story isn't as important. And then, there's the toxic martyr. "Don't worry about me. I'll just do it myself." This isn't humility. It's a manipulative play to get you to overextend yourself. If you're always dropping everything to help them, and they're always suffering alone, you're being baited. Genuine self-sacrifice should empower, not drain and control. Now, love bombing. At first, it feels like you're being swept off your feet. They shower you with affection, gifts, and attention. You feel amazing. But suddenly, that warmth gets rationed.
The love is withdrawn the moment you stop doing what they want. This emotional roller coaster is designed to hook you, then control you. It's a classic tool of manipulation, so spotting love bombing early is a key to knowing how to avoid toxic people who love to keep you addicted to their approval. 3 minutes in, if any of these warning signs are ringing bells in your life, hit that like button and let us know in the comments below how you've dealt with these behaviors or what you're struggling with right now. We're not done yet. Here come more tricks. Now, let's look at criticism disguised as advice. There's nothing wrong with wanting to help friends, but toxic people will cloak their criticism in, "I'm just being honest," when all they're doing is chipping away at your confidence. If every piece of advice leaves you feeling weaker instead of stronger, that's not help. That's sabotage. Excessive joking is another mask manipulation wears. You know the type. They joke about you, about your appearance, about your failures, then say you're too sensitive when it hurts. When humor is a disguise for cruelty, it's time to set some boundaries. If the joke's always on you and you don't find it funny, you need to rethink that relationship. Pay attention to emotional withholding. This doesn't just mean someone stops talking, it can mean withholding affection, praise, or even basic warmth. If you feel like you have to behave a certain way to earn love, you're in a transactional relationship, not a supportive one. People who use their affection as a bargaining chip are showing you who they are. When you're learning how to avoid toxic people, one major lesson is this: affection shouldn't be conditional. Here's a tricky one: playing dumb. "Oh, I didn't know I had to help," or "I guess I just don't get it." Some manipulators use feigned ignorance so you pick up all the slack. It's not innocence, it's just a strategy to avoid responsibility and increase your burden. If you find yourself always doing the heavy lifting, pause and question why. Pretending to be too busy is another way people control you. If someone never seems to have time, unless it suits them, it means your needs and schedule don't matter. This power play forces you to operate on their terms, which keeps you chasing after their attention and approval. And of course, there's constant drama. These folks make mountains out of molehills. Every minor issue is a catastrophe. Why? Because drama keeps your resources, your time, your energy, your heart, focused on fixing things for them. If you're cast in someone else's never-ending soap opera, it's time to exit stage left. Let's talk about keeping score. Some people will never let you forget the favor they did for you, even years ago. They rack up debt from every act of kindness and use it for leverage. That's not generosity, it's control disguised as charity. 6 minutes in. Quick reminder to like this video, subscribe, and drop a comment sharing your own experiences or advice for others. Your voice matters here. All of these behaviors have one thing in common. They keep you trapped in cycles that rob you of your voice, your strength, and your peace. Some people don't even realize they're doing it. It's learned, or it's how they survived in the past. But whether it's intentional or not, the results are the same for you. So, how to avoid toxic people? Start by spotting these patterns, then set boundaries like your life depends on it, because sometimes it does. When you recognize someone using manipulation to control you, call it out, step back, or walk away if you need to. Remember, no one gets to control your emotions, your choices, or your worth. The second you stop playing by their rules, their power over you ends. If you're ready to dive deeper into how to avoid toxic people, take back your power, and build real, lasting resilience, check out our other videos on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell, and let's keep growing together. Your life is yours. Claim it.